Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. What's up? Happy Monday. Welcome to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and this is the show where the conspiracy is the news. Yes, indeed. Of course, if you pay attention to news cycles and propaganda, you'll recognize that something doesn't seem quite right. All the contradictory information, there's no such thing as truth anymore, and so here we are, left all to our own devices to figure out what the hell's really going on in the world. And so, of course, as part of that, that's what we do at Troubled Minds News. What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's well. It is Happy Monday, and happy Monday. Like I always say, there's nothing wrong with Monday. It's your job that sucks, and there you go. As always, right, we're doing this live because transparency, blah, blah, and all the good stuff. I think it's important to be able to tell me if I'm full of shit because, I'm human just like everybody else. So if I mess something up or, go out, color outside the lines a little too much, somebody needs to call me and say, Mike, hey, stop that shit, all right? And you can do that, actually, by dialing this phone number right here, 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org, of course, and there we go. Otherwise, I think that's the sum up, the quick brief, and I don't think we need anything other than the quick brief because why the hell not? We're just going to keep on doing the news because that's what this show is. It's about the news. So, well, today is, of all days, my favorite day of the year. This is my favorite day of the whole damn year because this is the day I get just screwed the hardest. Yeah, it's amazing. Anybody do their taxes today? Yeah, or any time in the last week or 2 weeks or whenever. Anyway, what's going on, guys? I see in the chat. Yes, let's go. Newsweek says this. The message from the IRS. The IRS tax day message. Thank you for filing. Oh, yes. Yes. Monday marks April 18th. The annual tax deadline, and a unique day for citizens of our nation. On behalf of the employees of the Internal Revenue Service, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to file and pay their taxes. This civic duty is important to our great nation in many ways by funding critical needs essential to our democracy on issues ranging from schools and roads to defense. The IRS collects about $4.1 trillion a year, about 96% of the U.S. gross revenue. Why don't they just print the money? Why don't they just print the money? Why don't they just print the money? Because they just keep printing the money anyway. Who cares? Let's just go to a inflation system of, we kind of are, aren't we? Anyway, I digress. The article continues. This is from Newsweek, and it's a thank you from the director of the IRS. The tax season has been unlike any other. The COVID-19 pandemic left a series of new challenges in its wake, and for the first time, the IRS was called upon to distribute emergency resources to millions of struggling families and businesses. IRS employees did not hesitate, fighting hard during the pandemic to deliver on every front. Working around the clock and in person throughout almost all of the last 2 years, IRS employees distributed 3 rounds of stimulus checks and advanced the child tax credit, delivering nearly $1.5 trillion in needed relief to the American people. And still, how many businesses got closed down? Anyway, this continues. There is more to be done. Millions of returns are awaiting processing, and billions in refunds are still to be distributed. But our work is paying off. Refunds are rapidly being sent to the vast majority of taxpayers within 21 days, with 70 million refunds worth $222 billion delivered through April 8th. Yes, we take great pride in that, but we also know that this has been a tax season of frustration for many people. Is that what we call this? Including those still waiting for us to process their tax returns from last year. What? Those who filed amended returns, those who faced delays, and those who tried calling our phone lines and faced long wait times. Oh, you've been waiting a year on the phone? That seems solid. If they could get through it all. Yeah, it says it right there. This is frustrating for all of us at the IRS as well. I want to assure you that our employees are working hard day in and day out, even at night and on the weekends, to help people. They are doing everything they can because they want to serve you. Well, now that I know that, I'm fine paying my taxes now. It's fine. Getting my annual gets screwed. Hey, it's like a cycle, right? It's like, hey, Mike, work hard all year long. All the different things you're doing, you get barely ahead, and you're like, you know what? It was worth it. And then tax time comes, and like, we'll just take all that plus a little more. Thanks. And then here we are back to tax time, and back to Mike being super pissed off because that's just the way it is. There you go. Roberts has sent my check to the IRS this morning. See? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all filed. It's ready to go. All I have to do is hit the transmit button and send the money, and I'm super pissed off about it, and I don't want to do it. I may do it right after this show, so if I'm in a shitty mood tonight, you'll know. All right. Anyway, here we go. That's there you go. There's the thank you, the IRS tax day message, and thank you for paying your taxes. It's a civic duty and all the rest of this stuff. There you go. Extortion is legal, but not for the government. Right, exactly. It's like the mafia, right? It's like they come around and shake you down, and they're like, "Oh, this is for protection. If you don't pay the protection, you never know what might happen to you." Yep. Anyway, all right. So I hope your tax day is going well. So like I said, Monday, happy Monday. Monday doesn't suck unless it's tax day. How about that? That totally works. All right, anyway, let's keep on trucking. Here's your, just in case you want to punch yourself in the face and read this, there's your link to the Newsweek message for the tax stuff going on. It wouldn't be so bad if the government wasn't run so poorly, because if it was, it'd be harder to complain. You'd be like, at least they're putting the money to some good use, and when I get to wherever I need to be, where I need something from them, I'll get it, but no, it doesn't work like that. It's all politicized. It's all, if you're not this demographic or that demographic is what they're all saying, just politicizing everything. It's disgusting. It's all so disgusting. Anyway, I digress, but I am super pissed off. I hope you are too. And, well, there you go. High five. Let's go to Gizmodo. Gizmodo, one of the best. Remember we were talking about this Facebook Papers, how they sort of released it, but then they sort of didn't. They only gave like a very small group of people access to the Facebook Papers, and so they were reporting on it. Maybe a couple dozen news stories came out of it or something like that. But we couldn't read the actual Facebook Papers ourselves because, well, what they wanted to do, and this is part of the problem, right? If you have like breaking anything and you've got information coming out, shouldn't you release the information and not like hoard it, give it to like a select few, and then allow them to politicize it or shape the perception of what things are instead of just put the information out, right? And that's the way the world works anymore. That's the shitty world we live in, and that's why Mondays suck, because we can't have nice things because of these assholes. But in any case, here we go. Let's go to Gizmodo. And so apparently they're actually going to release the information, and it's been released. How about this? Gizmodo reports, read the Facebook Papers for yourself. Oh, all right. Okay. Hundreds of internal documents formed the basis of dozens of news stories. They have not been made public until now. Dun, dun, dun. You know what I have to say about that? You know what I have to say about that. Of course you do. It's this.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
All right. In the fall of 2021, members of the U.S. and Congress and hundreds of Western journalists obtained access to a collection of internal Facebook documents. The trove of research reports, proposals, presentations, and employee conversations would form the foundation for dozens of news stories describing Facebook's own awareness of the real-world harms that resulted from its relentless pursuit of its users' attention. Ah, that's a good way to put it. Relentless pursuit of its users' attention. The brainwash. Yes. Whistleblower Francis Haugen, a former member of the civic integrity team at the company now called Meta, shared the cache of more than 1,300 documents that would come to be known collectively as the Facebook Papers. She would go on to testify before Congress as to their implications. Lawmakers would grill Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri about them as well. In November 2021, Gizmodo partnered with a group of independent experts to review, redact, and publish the Facebook Papers. See, this committee serves to advise and monitor our work and facilitate the responsible disclosure of the greatest number of documents in the public interest possible. We believe in the value of open access to these materials. Our collective goal is to minimize any potential harms. Blah, blah, blah. Give me the damn papers. Here you go. Here's the papers. Papers about the January 6th Capitol attack. Papers describing the election-related task force monitoring complex financial organizations. Papers describing election-related pages and posts. And here's all your election meddling, right? Here's all the stuff that they're constantly doing. Miscellaneous papers, update on political publishers, proposal sent to White House Instagram over hostile followers. Again, this is information going straight from Facebook to the government, and you too can read this yourself and find out what the hell is really going on. What's up, guys? I see there in the chat. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy tax day. Hope you got just as screwed as hard as I did, so we can all maybe just stop this madness. And anyway, I mean, I don't wish that on anybody, but you know what I mean. I'm so irritated right now. All right, so 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. We'll put you on the show. Easy as that. Phone number, Discord. Yeah, what can you do? I don't know. Let's see. Time-wise, we're fine. I could rage about taxes some more, but I'll move on. Shall we move on? Shall we? Shall we move on? Yeah. It's the modern tax system is set so that you can never escape it until you do, and then you just start paying the senators, and then you're good to go. That becomes your new tax, just paying off political people. Here we go. CNBC.com. Let's start here. Here's the funniest part. More of this shenanigans. Again, some of the most ridiculous takes I've heard about this is, Elon Musk is this is the most obvious pump and dump I've ever heard of or seen. Oh, indeed. Okay, that seems to not be anything about what's going on right here. But let's get to this. Let's go to CNBC. Musk says Twitter board will be paid nothing if he acquires the company. Yes. Take that. So Elon Musk said Monday that Twitter's board of directors won't be compensated for serving if he acquires the company. Board salary will be zero if my bid succeeds. So that's $3 million a year saved right there, Musk said in a tweet. Hell yeah. It's not clear who would be appointed to serve the board of a Musk-owned Twitter. Currently, Twitter spends about $2.9 million in cash and stock awards to board members, according to a filing with the SEC. Executives do not receive additional compensation for their seats, so that does not include payments for CEO Parag Agrawal and former chief Jack Dorsey. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO has been on a tear to acquire Twitter. After building up more than 9% in stock, Musk offered to buy Twitter in a deal valued about $43 billion. Yes. In response, Twitter adopted a limited duration shareholder rights plan, often referred to as a poison pill, in an effort to fend off a potential hostile takeover. Musk may also be considering a tender offer to directly to the Twitter shareholders to take control of the company. Yes, here we go. The outspoken executive has argued Twitter needs to be transformed into a private company so it can become a forum for free speech. He's also said that Twitter's board members' interests are simply not aligned with shareholders and that the board owns almost no shares of the company. Now, look, guys, regarding this, there's this whole now the term free speech. Okay, now free speech is it's a simple thing, but it's also a complicated thing. Meaning that on social media, you have to be able to moderate speech. You just have to, because people. The reason why we can't have nice things is because people do despicable things. All right, the death threats, the doxing people, like for instance, sending out my home address if you get it, stuff. Stuff like people just do despicable things, right? And this is what I'm talking about, right? It's not as simple as free speech, all right? It's just not. It is in terms of like the basis of what free speech should be. But, once you start like letting people anonymously leave death threats and shit like this to each other, it becomes a problem. It is problematic, right? Once you let all the racists out of their cages, or even what gets even more crazy, the people that pose as racist to say there's more racist than they are, stuff like this. It's like, this stuff is going on, like people with their little political think tanks and their fake Twitter accounts and tweeting just bullshit, right? Just bullshit for news stories, to drive news cycles, to change public opinion, right? Like there's a whole bunch of stuff like this that it does happen on social media. And so unfortunately, at some point, it does need to be moderated. Otherwise, it just turns into a cesspool, right? But the issue is that it needs to be moderated as fairly as possible. And that's the problem here, right? So, bigotry in all its forms, fine. I'm fine with that. Like if you cross that line, you're gone. Like it's social media, that's it, right? Gone. I don't care who it is, what it is, gone, right? That's fair. That's fair for everybody, whether it's political bigotry or anything else, you're gone. And guess what would stop? That shit would stop. Because all those knuckleheads that just get on here and fling poo at each other on Twitter would get banned. And that would be that. And they'd make a new account and they'd probably get banned again because they can't shut their damn mouth and behave. And then, eventually they get in line, okay? Because you can't make a new account every day and just pop off some tweets about death threats and, racism and then, expect to just be fine, right? So it is complicated, okay? It is. It really is. It's not as simple as, oh, Elon's going to say free speech. I think he's got a handful if he actually gets into this. And I think it's necessary. Of course it's necessary. I mean, the thing is, too, like, you come to troubled minds, right? And we're in the chat and like somebody gets in there and just turns it into a shit show themselves. They're gone. Like they're gone. It's not worth the time for me and the headache for you guys to deal with assholes. That's it, right? You're gone. So point being, it's like, okay, look, I used to think differently in that, well, just let them say what they're going to say. But no, because if you do that and you get a group of toxic people and they come in and they just ruin the thing for everybody, no, not doing it anymore. I'm going to just, what, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Simple as that. And again, right, you're welcome for thousands of hours of free conversations, compelling conversations, right? So there you go. That's my take on that. And it's complicated, right? You change your mind once you start to like sort of run into this cesspool of people that are just they're malcontents, they're never happy. They can get, YouTube is free for everybody, but they still get on there and bitch and moan and try and pick on people and bully people, like bully Penny in the UK. She's got a whole pack of bullies and they should be really proud of themselves, right? Like people getting together and like bullying a woman in the UK, right? Like very nice job, guys. Very nice. You should be extremely proud of yourselves, you fucking knuckleheads. Anyway, so there you go. It's not as simple as that. This is no free speech savior or anything, but it is funny that anybody who's paid any sort of attention does know that Twitter has very much leaned hard left, and when they do stuff like that, they're trimming out like the middle. The harder left you lean, the more you're trimming out the middle, right? Because you're censoring the right, but then your definition of what the right is, or the rights, the red team means, or whatever that is, it starts to change. And once that changes, you're becoming more radicalized in yourself and the things you allow, which is exactly my point about free speech and all the rest of this, is that when it's biased, you get the shit show that we have, right? And you're allowed to, like I say, you're allowed to bully some people because they say that's okay, but then the other people you bully are an electric fence, and you can't do that. You see, it's just so stupid. It needs to be as fair as possible. I think the algorithms need to be open source so they can see exactly what the algorithms are flagging and things like this. If they edit a tweet, it's theirs, meaning that they can be sued for editing tweets. And now it's not like you posted it; they posted it now because they editorialized it. So there's a lot of ways they can improve it, a ton. But like I said, it's not a simple thing. It's just not a simple thing because people do shitty stuff. That's just it. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubledminds.org. I thought it was important to just talk a little bit more about the Twitter fiasco and the Elon Musk stuff. And no, I do not think this is a pump and dump scheme. No. No, I think he's serious, and I think he recognizes, because again, I don't know how this happened, but Elon's like a right winger. Is that what this is? Because he's a capitalist, I guess, because he's the richest man in the world. He's a right winger. Is that what this is? Is that where all the hate's coming from? I keep seeing all these smear pieces now talking about how Elon's going to make it worse, and he's transphobic and all the rest of this stuff. I'm like, really? Does it seem that way? It doesn't seem that way to me. What do you think? Anyway, it doesn't matter what I think. It only matters what you think. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link at troubledminds.org and we'll put you on the show. And let's get a quick word from our sponsor, which of course is you.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
All right, what's going on? What's up, Cal says? Everyone says he hates Jews because of his "who owns the media" tweet. No. What did he say exactly? Because who owns the media, in my opinion, is like five people or something, right? And so if they happen to be Jewish, I didn't bring that up. I don't know if they are or not, to be perfectly honest. But I don't know. Who owns the media? Meaning, in my opinion, that it's a bunch of assholes. I don't care where they're from or what they're trying to do. I notice they're assholes, and that's that. Anyway, let's keep on trucking, shall we? Let's do this. I got that story coming, Robert. I got that story coming. You beat me to the punch. Space.com. The sun has blasted Mercury with a plasma wave. Yeah. Now we're talking. Let's get off this shitty Earth with this shitty news on shitty tax day, and we'll go. A gigantic plasma wave that launched from the sun smashed into Mercury Tuesday, April 12th, likely triggering a geomagnetic storm and scouring material from the planet's surface. The powerful eruption, known as a coronal mass ejection, was seen emanating from the sun's far side of the evening on April 11th and took less than a day to strike the closest planet to our star, where it may have created a temporary atmosphere and even added material to Mercury's comet-like tail, according to spaceweather.com. The plasma wave came from a sunspot, areas on the outside of the sun where powerful magnetic fields created by the flow of electrical charges get knotted up before suddenly snapping. The energy from this snapping process is released in the form of radiation bursts called solar flares, or as waves of plasma. Yes, now we're talking. On planets that have strong magnetic fields like Earth, CMEs are absorbed and trigger powerful geomagnetic storms. During these storms, Earth's magnetic field gets compressed slightly by the waves of highly energetic particles, which trickle down magnetic field lines near the poles and agitate molecules in the atmosphere, releasing energy in the form of light to blah, blah. We know all about this. Anyway, so Mercury got blasted. I think it's awesome, and it's a bad time to be living on Mercury. You think that tax day's bad here? Well, tax day there. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Mercuryans, what would you call them? Mercurians? I don't know. Whatever you are, get wrecked. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubleminds.org. We'll put you on the show. Speaking of, there we go. Let's get to it. The elephant in the room. What's up? This one's for you, Robert. Missed us by 9 days, did it? Nice. Here we go. This is from CBS News. Alex Jones's InfoWars files for bankruptcy in wake of defamation suits over his assertions that the Sandy Hook massacre was a hoax. And this is what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't talk about this often anymore because it's sort of old hat and old news, and I've said it a lot on the show in the past. But I think it is dangerous to this whole false flag thing that, you know, the tinfoil hat crew has, where they think everything's fake, and meaning that when people actually die out there, you're saying, oh, it was all faked, it's all fake, it's fake because it's in the news. Now, fake news and actually fake news are two extremely different things. The term fake news that is right, the term Donald Trump, you are fake news, remember that? He did that and it just caught fire since then. Fake news is political, it's spin, it's, you know, there is a baby in that bathwater, though. I've said this a lot. I'll continue to say this a lot because I think it's important. Just because you think nothing happened at Sandy Hook, right, does not mean that nothing happened at Sandy Hook, right? And this is why I've never got into this stuff, this whole crisis actor crap. I think it's garbage. To be honest with you. For clearly there are certain exceptions, and I don't mean where people were shot, all right, or people were faked deaths. I mean crisis actors in the term of there is a thing called a crisis actor. Did you know that it's actually they hire people to do these actual drills, right? It's like a FEMA drills and stuff, and so they hire what are known as these crisis actors. And you could find this stuff on Craigslist. Like they put it up there. Sometimes they're hiring people, and I don't know if that's true, to be perfectly honest, if those ads are real. But it seems like from time to time they do these drills, and they need like a group of people to act as victims, and so they can mobilize and do their thing and play hero, right? I don't know, but Alex Jones, I think going off the hook on Sandy Hook and a little bit coloring too far outside the lines is a good way to do this, but it is a good way to describe it. But what's up, Bailey? How you doing? So here we go. Far right website InfoWars and two other companies owned by radio host Alex Jones have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in light of several defamation lawsuits. The filings were made in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of Texas. Chapter 11 bankruptcy procedures put a hold on pending civil litigation while letting a business keep running as it prepares a turnaround plan. Court documents seen by CBS News show that the companies that filed were InfoWars, IW Health, aka InfoWars Health, and Prison Planet TV. Oh, there you go. InfoWars says in the filing that it has assets of $0 to $50,000 and liabilities of $1 million to $10 million. Well, that would seem not good. Separately, a judge has ruled that Jones got to get back $75,000 in fines he paid, to a Connecticut court for failing to appear at a deposition last month in a lawsuit that his assertions over the Sandy Hook elementary school shooting was a hoax. Yeah, that's the thing. A hoax. That's a brutal word, the hoax. Like I said, you can't be so obtuse about the world around you that until a bullet lands on your friend next to you that you believe that somebody got shot. You know what I mean? Like, there's some real things happening out there, and they may seem shady how they went down or how they got covered up or things like this, but to the point where they completely faked kids dying and then had parents actually, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. What can I do? What can I say other than, here you go. Relatives of some of the 20 children and 6 educators killed in the 2012 Newtown, Connecticut massacre sue Jones for defamation, saying they've been subjected to harassment and death threats from Jones's followers. A judge found Jones liable for damages, and a trial of how much he should pay the families is set for August. Jones was also found liable for damages in similar defamation lawsuits by victims' relatives in Texas, where a trial is set to start later this month. Jones said since that he believes the shooting did occur. Yeah, no shit. Judge Barbara Bellis in Waterbury, Connecticut, ordered the return of the money Thursday because Jones eventually did show at a rescheduled deposition. The fines, which escalated daily, were aimed at making sure Jones appeared for questioning. Jones said he missed the March 23rd and 24th deposition in Austin, Texas, home to Jones and InfoWars, because of a medical problem that included vertigo. He said his doctors first thought it was a serious heart issue, but it later turned out to be a sinus infection. Oh, that's interesting. Bellis said there wasn't enough evidence. Jones was too ill to attend the deposition. Anyway, blah 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 blah. There it is. Don't tell people that had people die that the people that died didn't die. And there you go. There's a good lesson for you. Don't do that. What's up? 40 says, does Twitch keep buffering for anyone else or just me? Is Twitch buffering? Anybody there? Yeah. What's up? Yep, you got the sniffles. Yeah, all right, maybe. All right, anyway, let me know if Twitch is buffering. Mine is good. All right, cool. See how I did that? All right, let's keep on trucking. There's more. There's always more. Let's do this. Let's go to the Daily Mail, one of the other most trusted source of news. Let's see, not constantly, just once in a while. Let's see. Okay, top performing manager at Florida Dollar General store is fired for starting company-wide revolt by sharing TikTok videos of her back-breaking working conditions. Has anybody ever worked I used to work in retail for quite a long time, and it was my first real job where I got paid, more than a actual shitty wage. I was a manager. I got paid nice, not great, but it was nice enough to not really need a lot of things. And so I spent a lot of time doing back-breaking retail work and working long hours, and it sucked. But anyway, this is here we go. Mary Gundel, 33, began making videos about her work conditions on March 28th. Here you go. Let's just read some of this. This is the world we live in, right? And this is why what you call it is OSHA's supposed to be a thing, right? Like OSHA's supposed to be watching out for stuff like this. Here you go. A top-performing Dollar General manager was fired for complaining about her hellish work conditions on TikTok. Mary Gundel, 33, began recording her retail store manager live series at her store in Tampa, Florida on March 28th. Damn, I should have done that back in the day. Her videos saw her alleged that the retailer had slashed staffers' hours and left frazzled supervisors alone to unpack mountains of disruptive shipments with no overtime. Yeah, no overtime. Remember that? Gundel spoke about how the fast-growing discount chain routinely underfunds its stores, leaving overworked employees to deal with unhappy customers who can sometimes barely walk through aisles filled with boxes with no one to unpack them. Gundel, who made $51,000 a year, yes, a living wage almost, at her job, explained how mystery trucks show up with unexpected shipments while she's alone, ringing up as many as 600 customers a day. She also lambasted a company's expectations. Quote, "They don't give us the budget to operate like a Walmart or Publix, so we're basically slave-driven," she said. She began using the hashtag put in a ticket, mocking the company's bureaucratic response to workers' complaints and inspiring workers and employees to post their own videos of conditions of some of the chain's 17,000 stores. 4 days later, after amassing hundreds of thousands of views on her confessional, that's how you get attention. You get fired, right? This is what happens. You get attention, you get some views, and this is why we can't have nice things, because the PR people step in and go, no, we can't have this, right? 4 days later, after amassing the blah blah blah, Gundel was fired when she turned up to work at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Since 2016, the U.S. Department of Labor has proposed $3.3 million in fines against the retailer for violations including unsafe conditions and placing workers at risk of injury. In 2019, the New York Attorney General fined Dollar General and other discount chains $1.2 million for selling expired drugs and obsolete motor oil. This is fine, right? This should be fine. There you go. There's the actual. Let's make that full screen so you can see. She needs a Night Stalker, right? Everybody needs a Night Stalker, so we can just smash that stock, right? But then again, you only have one back, and you can't break your back. But so she goes on to say in this article, if you're interested, that she would be scheduled by herself because of labor cuts. She's running the whole store by herself, and then a mystery truck that was unscheduled would show up, and so she has to not only unload the truck and try and stock it, but also help all the customers. It seems pretty standard to me for crappy retail. It's not good. It is not good. It's the world we live in, and it sucks balls, right? And the craziest part, right? Again, I've said this about business because I've been a manager, like I said before, and the easiest easiest controllable expense, the most controllable expense is always payroll. And so when things are tight, what happens? You slash the staff and say, "Suck it up, boys, go get the work done." Right? That's just the way it goes. And Anyway, 702-957-1037. You ever had a shitty job like that? All right. Let's see. Where are we at time-wise? I think everything's fine. Yeah, let's do this, and then we'll take a quick break. This is from kiloland.com. I don't know what the hell that means, but where is that? Michigan, I guess. All right, so check this out. Michigan. What's up, Michiganders out there? Wildlife officials suggest skipping the bird feeder this year. This should be fine. Following the detection of a highly pathogenic avian influenza in 31 states, some wildlife officials are making suggestions to help prevent the spread of the virus. And this is from Marquette, Michigan. According to the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the bird flu is a highly contagious virus that can be spread in various ways from flock to flock, including by wild birds, through contact with infected poultry, by equipment, and on the clothing and shoes of caretakers. Nearly 27 million chickens and turkeys have been slaughtered in 26 states. That's a lot of slaughtering to limit the spread of bird flu during this year's outbreak. Officials order entire flocks to be killed when the virus is found on farms. The avian influenza has also been found in 637 wild birds, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the good old CDC. The bird flu can spread among wild birds, especially those who congregate like vultures or eagles at a kill site. To keep birds and yourself safe, you may want to reconsider doing things that encourage animals to gather together. Quote, any of these birds that congregate are susceptible, particularly waterfowl, said Brian Roll, a biologist with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. I know some folks that live on lakes and like to put out some corn and watch those birds. But this would be the year for the safety of the birds and your own safety that you're not attracting that waterfowl to your yard. Rowell said avian influenza is not typically seen in songbirds, but it is possible that it could be spread at backyard bird feeders. He suggested skipping the feeders this year. With warmer weather moving in, birds are able to find their own food sources. There you go. You can't have any fun anymore, right? Because the CDC says so. Where does that track? Does that track? I think that tracks. That seems to be pretty standard. All right. So anyway, we're doing the thing. You guys know the drill. We're going to take a quick break and get a word from our sponsor, which is you. This is Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. All right, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and let us continue, shall we? This is why you don't do these things at work. When people request something of you and they don't want something, don't do the something. It's simple to not do it and just wonder why they're weird, but everybody is living a different thing, right? Here we go from the BBC. U.S. man wins $450,000 lawsuit after unwanted office birthday party. All right, yeah, that sounds right? Okay, check this out. The plaintiff, Kevin Berling, claims that the unwanted 2019 birthday party at Gravity Diagnostics caused him a series of panic attacks. Yeah. Mr. Berling's lawsuit alleged that the company discriminated against him based on a disability. The company has denied any wrongdoing. According to the lawsuit filed in Kentucky's Kenton County, Mr. Berling, who suffers from anxiety disorders, had asked his managers to not celebrate his birthday at work as it normally does for its employees, as it could potentially result in a panic attack and would bring back uncomfortable childhood memories, right? Despite Mr. Berling's request, the company, which conducts COVID-19 tests, threw him a surprise party in August of 2019, triggering a panic attack. He quickly left the party and finished his lunch in his car. The lawsuit notes that Mr. Berling was confronted and criticized at a meeting the following day where he was accused of stealing his co-worker's joy and being a little girl. Wow. The tense meeting prompted a second panic attack, after which the company sent him home for the remainder of the August 8th and 9th. On the 11th, Gravity Diagnostics fired him, citing concerns about workplace safety. His lawsuit alleged that the company discriminated against him because of a disability and unfairly retaliated against him for asking that his request be accommodated. After a 2-day trial at the end of March, the jury awarded him $450,000, including $300,000 for emotional distress and $150,000 in lost wages. Ouch. Yeah, somebody says don't do the birthday party. Just don't do the birthday party, guys. You're not robbing your fellow employees of any joy. You're not doing that. What's up? Fun fact, when Mike says be right back, he actually goes into a time machine, prepares the next half of the episode on the fly in the past. Yes, exactly right. I have to quick. Get the articles, read the articles. I am not a robot. Let's continue, shall we? 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. And they fired him. Can you fucking believe that? And he sued him, and he won, which deservedly so. Jeez. Ridiculous, isn't it? Okay, there we go. This is Quanta Magazine. This is an amazing article. If you guys haven't gotten into this yet, I highly recommend it. The headline here is, which computational universe do we live in? Yep, cryptographers want to know which of 5 possible worlds we inhabit, which will reveal whether truly secure cryptography is even possible. Yeah, right. There we go. Many computer scientists focus on overcoming hard computational problems, but there's one area of a computer science in which hardness is an asset: cryptography, where you want hard obstacles between your adversaries and your secrets. Like I say, if you can build it, you can hack it. Anyway, unfortunately, we don't know whether secure cryptography truly exists. Over millennia, people have created ciphers that seemed unbreakable right until they were broken. Today, our internet transactions and state secrets are guarded by encryption methods that seem secure but could conceivably fail at any moment. To create a truly secure and permanent encryption method, we need a computational problem that's hard enough to create a provably insurmountable barrier for adversaries. We know of many computational problems that seem hard, but maybe we just haven't been clever enough to solve them. Or maybe some of them are hard, but their hardness isn't a kind that lends itself to secure encryption. Fundamentally, cryptographers wonder, is there enough hardness in the universe to make cryptography possible? And look at that. Is there enough hardness in the universe? And this goes into the 5 different types of cryptography worlds we live in on a universal scale. Algorithmica. Let me read the names of these. Heuristica. Pesaland. Minicrypt. Cryptomania, and then it gets into eliminating worlds. Now, this is pretty wild, right? Let me read the first one here, just a bit of it. Algorithmica. In this world, the most natural computational questions are all easy, which makes cryptography impossible. Here, the set of problems with efficient solutions, a set called P, doesn't just contain the problems we've already figured out how to solve. It also includes all the problems in another set called NP, which consists of the problems for which it's easy to check a proposed solution if someone hands it to you. On the face of it, P and NP feel like different categories. Blah, blah. Anyway, heuristica. In this world, there are problems in NP that aren't easy to solve, but every problem in NP is easy on average, meaning it can be solved efficiently in most cases. All right, Pesaland. This is the worst of all possible worlds. In Pesaland, some problems in NP are hard on average. For these problems, any efficient algorithm will fail, not just occasionally, but often. Yet these hard problems are not a kind that is useful. Blah, blah. Minicrypt. In this world, some problems in NP are hard on average, and this hardness is enough to build the most fundamental building block of cryptography, a one-way function, which is a function that can be carried out efficiently, but can't be reversed efficiently. Cryptomania, the last one. In this world, we have enough hardness to create everything in Minicrypt, plus even more advanced cryptographic protocols such as public key encryption. It's probably enough to make your eyes glaze over. But if you're interested, this was a super fun read. Check it out. And it's I happen to think we live in a world where encryption is going to become impossible at some point. They say that quantum entanglement holds the key, but if you can entangle it, surely you can snoop it. I don't know. I mean, how does that even work? I don't know yet, and I think the hackers of the world don't know yet either, but I'm sure they're already working on it. Let's go to Tech Radar, 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubleminds.org, and let's go. Let's do it. Yep. T-Mobile sounds the alarm over unblockable SMS phishing attacks. Mobile network operator T-Mobile has warned its users of an unblockable smishing campaign that aims to steal their personal information and passwords or install malware. Speaking of things being hackable, and if you can build it, you can hack it. Here we go. According to a bleeping computer report, T-Mobile warned its users after the company was itself alerted by the New Jersey Cybersecurity Communications Integration Cell, or the NJCCIC. Yeah, that's a mouthful. An arm of the Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness, working on cybersecurity threat analysis and incident reporting. The NJCCIC was approached by multiple customers who had received group SMS messages pretending to be from T-Mobile. The message thanked the recipient for paying their bills on time and offered a free gift to be claimed via the web link provided. Yeah, you know those free gifts you guys always get? Yeah, don't click those. When clicked, the link redirects the user to a malicious website that aims to steal account credentials or personal information or install malware. The group message message was sent to numerous numbers at random, the NJCCIC says, with the victims being targeted dozens of times over the span of 3 days. Given that these are group texts, the victims were unable to block the attacker. I've seen this sort of thing. The NJCCIC speculates that the smishing campaign was likely made possible due to previous data breaches affecting the mobile carrier and millions of its users. Bleeping Computer reminds us that in the past 4 years, T-Mobile has disclosed a total of 7 data breaches. That's right. 4 years, 7 data breaches. Those are the ones they've disclosed. Imagine what happens that they, could legally dodge and not have to disclose. In any case, and blah, blah, blah. There you go. Take that. I got your smishing right here. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link. troubledminds.org. We'll put you on the show. It's as easy as that. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go to Forbes. All right. Forbes. Oh, the other most trusted source of news, right? And they had the money to take over Sprint. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Here you go. Speaking of, if you can build it, you can hack it. From Forbes. Absolute disaster. Serious crypto price crash warning issued after Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Luna, and Avalanche go into free fall. Free falling. Now I'm free falling. Here we go. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major cryptocurrencies have fallen sharply, plunging the Bitcoin price back under the closely watched 40,000 per Bitcoin level. The Bitcoin price has bounced around 40,000 for most of 2022 as the bulls and the bears battle it out for control of the markets. Yes, the bulls and the bears are marking their territory, right? Now, meanwhile, the Ethereum price has dropped under 3,000 per Ether for the first time since mid-March. The combined crypto market has lost almost $400 billion since early April, as top 10 cryptocurrencies, including Binance's BNB, Ripple's XRP, Solana, Cardano, Luna, and Avalanche, struggle, with analysts warning a disaster in the financial markets could push Bitcoin under $30,000. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. Bad to sing. In any case, here we go. What do you think? I did check the price of Bitcoin. It's about $40,000 right now. I did buy my Bitcoin at quite a bit lower than 40,000. So, Bitcoin's back up to 40,000. So we're good. As long as we stay above 40, I'm still in the black. Hey, I didn't spend too much money, so I can't get rich, but I can't lose a ton either. There you go. No, I don't know. Is that the road to riches? The good news is, because I'm a hodler, so I'm either going to go broke or I'm going to get rich. And then when I get rich, I'm going to move to Portugal, because I'm not paying taxes on that. Sorry. And the good news is the crypto stuff, you don't have to pay taxes on it until you cash it out. So my entire crypto portfolio is unmolested by the government so far. Let us move. Let us go. Let us continue. SciTech Daily. Yes, more stuff. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubleminds.org. Giant ice volcanoes on Pluto may have formed from multiple cryovolcanic eruption events. Yep, sweet. Scientists on NASA's New Horizons mission team have determined multiple episodes of cryovolcanism may have created some kinds of surface structures on Pluto, the likes of which are not seen anywhere else in the solar system. Material expelled from below the surface of this distant icy planet could have created a region of large domes and rises flanked by hills, mounds, and depressions. New Horizons was NASA's mission to make the first exploration of Pluto and its system of 5 moons. The particular structures or studies are unique to Pluto, at least so far, says Kelsey Singer, New Horizons deputy project scientist for the Southwest Research Institute at Boulder, Colorado, and lead author of the paper published March 29th in Nature Communications. Anyway, good stuff there. There you go. Feds want to start taxing pre-capital gains, Mike. I know. Tell me about it. You really want to trigger me? On tax day, tell me about taxing unrealized assets. Yeah, that seems super hot. Yeah, how could that go wrong, right? Yeah. Damn you, Robert. All right, there you go. What do we got? I think we're okay. Everything's fine time-wise. We got this, we got that. It's 50 minutes. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get one more quick word from our sponsor. Remember, if you have subbed up on Twitch through Amazon Prime, you do have to re-up it every month. It falls off at the end of the month. So I would appreciate it very much if you guys took like an extra second and just re-upped that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, many of you do, but if you don't, well, here we go. Here's one more word from our sponsor, which of course is you, and then we'll finish this up with the final segment of Troubled Minds News. Be right back.
Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up to 2 accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us.
All right, let's keep on trucking. Let's go to the New York Slimes. AI is mastering language. Should we trust what it says? OpenAI's GPT-3 and other neural nets can now write original prose with mind-boggling fluency, a development that could have profound implications for the future. You want some ice cream? Is it ice cream? I know I had promised an ice cream story. I actually did read the ice cream story, but it fell by the wayside. But it's a scary ice cream story. Oh, is that something on my monitor? Or is that? Oh no, that's part of the article. I thought I had a little dot. Anyway, you were sitting in front of a comfortable chair by the fire on a cold winter's night. Perhaps you have a mug of tea in hand. Perhaps something stronger. Yeah, baby. You open a magazine to an article you've been meaning to read. The title suggests a story about a promising, but also potentially dangerous new technology on the cusp of becoming mainstream. And after reading only a few sentences, you find yourself pulled into the story. A revolution is coming in machine intelligence, the author argues, and we need, as a society, to get better at anticipating its consequences. Wow, I like this author. Who is this? But the strangest thing happens. You notice that the writer has seemingly deliberately omitted the very last word of the first. See that? Of the first, they omitted the word. You see that? I'm going to make this full screen so you can see. You notice that the writer has seemingly deliberately omitted the very last word of the first. It's like a Mad Lib paragraph, right? The first paragraph. There you go. The last word of the first paragraph is not there. And you're like, whoa! Throws you off. The missing word jumps into your consciousness almost unbidden. The very last word of the first paragraph. There's no sense of an internal search query in your mind. The word paragraph just pops out. It might seem like second nature, this filling in the blank exercise, but doing it makes you think of the embedded layers of knowledge behind the thought. You need a command of the spelling and syntactic patterns of English. You need to understand not just the dictionary, definitions of words, but also the ways they relate to one another. You have to be familiar enough with the high standards of magazine publishing to assume that the missing word is not just a typo, and that the editors are generally loath to admit keywords in published pieces unless the author is trying to be clever. Anyway, so point being is that should we trust what it says? If AI is actually, it's a good question. I think this is maybe this might be a Troubled Minds News show coming to you, let's say soon, or maybe not. I don't know. You never know what inspiration strikes. And basically, guys, the reason I do shows the way I do them is if there may be a fun show that is a good idea, but if I'm not into it that day, I'm not doing it. I just don't, like, I kind of don't want to end up like, I don't know, somebody who runs a radio show known as, let's say it rhymes with smost to smost, and just show up and act like you're on autopilot and bored out of your gourd every day. I don't want to do that. So that's the reason I sort of, if you guys have a great show idea that I'll get to, I will get to it. I just sort of, in the moment, I kind of want to be interested, and you know how, again, like I said, it's a fickle thing, inspiration. And so if I don't want to talk about ghosts tonight, even though there's like a really great ghost news story out, I won't, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like that. So no offense on that stuff. I know that a lot of people send some really great show ideas, and I haven't got to some of them just yet, but when I do, I promise I'll do my best at it, because I try to do my best at everything, because why not, right? If you're doing something, you may as well do your damn best at it. Anyway, here we go. Just a little note on that to let you guys know. As always, you're welcome to send information and be co-hosts and all the rest of that. You guys know the drill. Okay, here we go. Let's go here. This is arstechnica.com and how plants turned predator. This is one of those weird evolutionary missing links that there's really no answer for this just yet. Just to give you the spoiler alert, but this is a fascinating read, super long. Excuse me as I yawn. Look at all the words. Words. Wow, that's a lot of words. So no way I can read this. But point B, I'm going to just sum this up real quick. Is that they don't know. They don't know how plants turn predator. There's a whole lot of this in here. That's it's a great, fascinating read. But in 1875, Charles Darwin published in Insectivorous Plants, detailing all model he had discovered, and in 1880 he published another myth-busting book, The Power of Movement in Plants. The realization that plants could move as well as kill inspired not just a hugely popular genre of horror stories, but also generations of biologists eager to understand plants with such unlikely habits. Now, this is pretty crazy, right? Down here, tales of killer plants were popular in the late 19th century. In 1887, American author James William Boole described the fantastical man-eating tree Ya Te Veo, I see you, is the translation in his book Land and Sea. And there you go. Big ol' feed me, Seymour, right? A little shop of horrors type plants eating people. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I'm not inspired. I actually slept extremely well. I slept for like 2 hours, and then I woke up, and then I was like, why am I awake? This is bad. I woke up and fiddled around and did some work and got some news stories together, and then I fell back asleep and I slept like a horse. It was great. What's up? Robert's got it right. Was the Garden of Eden really a paradise, or was it a zoo? Or not just a zoo, what about a prison? A prison garden where they kept the people there, the offspring of Adam and Eve, to feed them to the little shop of horrors plants. Yeah, I did yawn. Yeah, I did. Okay. Anyway, speaking of yawning, here's some yawn news. Let's go to CNN, the most trusted source of news. Taco Bell is bringing back a fan favorite menu item. Yeah. Taco Bell is bringing back the Mexican pizza after a roughly 2-year hiatus. There you go. I remember eating these when I was young. I haven't been to Taco Bell in years, but it used to give me like the instant shits. I know that's way too much information, but I thought it was funny that this was a news article. But the beloved menu item will permanently reappear on menus beginning May 19th, the chain confirmed Monday. Taco Bell eliminated the pizza in November 2020 as part of a broader culling of its menus during the height of the pandemic that helped fast food chains shed complexities and costs. Yeah, there it is. The Mexican pizza consists of a tortilla shell filled with either beans or ground beef, a pizza sauce, and is topped with another tortilla shell that smothered with more sauce, cheese, and chopped tomatoes. Taco Bell introduced the item in 1985 and originally called it the Pizzazz Pizza. There you go, right? So yeah, I used to eat the double deckers too. What's up, Cal? And the Mexican pizzas. Like I said, I don't know why I ate these things, because it was instant bathroom time. But maybe, sometimes you need that. But I don't know. It's back. There you go. And not only that, I was a little disappointed reading through this article. It says the Mexican pizza costs $4.49. I was like, what? Like, wasn't it like $1.79? How the hell is it almost $5 with tax now? Are you shitting me? Well, yeah, it's shitting you, that's for sure. But I don't know if I'd pay. I mean, I haven't eaten there in years, so I probably wouldn't pay anything for this. But yeah, interesting. $4.49. That's a hefty price for like an instant shit salad. 702-957-1037. Click the Discord link, troubleminds.org. There's more. There's always more. Let's go to Robert. I feel like I'm getting the shits just looking at that thing. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Better than Prue juice for a cleanse. Exactly right. What's up, Moo Moo Moo? I see you there. How you doing? If you type about want to be famous and how to buy followers, well, come at me, bro. Forbes.com, emergency security update for 3.2 billion Google Chrome users, attacks underway. I only say that Moo 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 because that usually when there's a first time chat from a viewer and it says that in the chat that I can see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but usually when there's a first-time chatter, it's usually a spam bot. Anyway, what's up? Welcome to the joint. Forbes.com, emergency security update for 3.2 billion Google Chrome users, attacks underway. Okay, all right, there we go. Google has now released 3 emergency out-of-band security updates for the Chrome browser in as many weeks. What's more, this one, like the first, is to fix a high-severity, zero-day vulnerability that is already being exploited by the attackers. What is with this women in the underwear on the ad right there? What in the hell is going on? Anyway, 3 emergency Google Chrome security updates in 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. How serious is it? I don't give a shit. Basically, it goes back to my point. If you can build it, you can hack it. And here we are, building it and hacking it. I'm not a bot. Or am I? It's a conspiracy. Yeah, I was just joking. It was more of a hello. I like to let's call it the hazing process. If you show up and your name is Moo Moo Moo, I have to haze you. All right, let's go. This is the world we live in. Speaking of Taco Bell Mexican pizzas that cost $4.49, which is slightly less than a gallon of gas, by the way. Check this out. This is from Fox 5 Vegas. That's right, I do live in Vegas. And look, fuel thieves drill into vehicle tanks to steal gasoline in Las Vegas. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, this is just modern economics, right? This is just economics. That's it. That's what this is all about, right? You jack up the price and you make gasoline like, a hot commodity. Well, then people start, getting creative with how they achieve it, how they acquire it. Let's say this Easter weekend will be busy. Oh yeah, happy Easter, everybody! Belated. Sorry about that. Friday, I didn't even know it was Good Friday. I was admonished by somebody. Shame on you, Mike. Anyway, this Easter weekend will be busy for travel, but the gas thieves may be busy too. They've been stealing gasoline by drilling into vehicle tanks and letting fuel drain out into their containers. For people who haven't heard this is happening, it has been surprising when cars suddenly stopped working. Quote, "I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm sad," said Delreen Kennedy. Kennedy's car was in the parking lot next to Discount Tire in Henderson when the gas was stolen. The asphalt is still stained where gasoline spilled and drained. Quote, "I think this is happening because we have a lot of folks out here that are desperate," Kennedy said. Yeah, no shit. Like, okay, let's slap the tax day on you for the people that can afford taxes, and then screw you. For the people that can't, you're screwed anyway. You just go ahead and steal the gas. For the people that can, well, and the people that are above the tax structure because they're paying the senators instead, then you just have diamond gas tanks, and then people can't drill into them, right? So my son was driving home and got stuck at a major intersection at Lake Mead Parkway. He called us. We had it towed here for repair, and they examined it thoroughly. After 4 days, they called us and said there was a whole bird into our fuel tank. That's a odd word. It happened to Jacob too. Who the hell's Jacob? His lifted truck had the gas drained out of it right in front of his Henderson home. Quote, "I thought people would just try to siphon the old-fashioned way with a hose. I didn't think people would drill into your gas tank," Jacob said. It also happened to Melissa Kelly at her apartment complex. Her parking spot was also covered in gasoline. As thieves drilled a hole in her gas tank, it cost her more than $1,000 to fix. For Kennedy, the repair bill is $4,000, extra money she doesn't have. And there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens, cryptids, robots, replicants, androids, whatever you fancy yourself to be. And, I'm not a robot. I promise you I'm not a robot. Fuel thieves drill into vehicles and steal the gasoline. And this is why we can't have nice things. So let's get the hell out of here. And we're done. Troubled Minds News is over. I'm Michael Strange. I'm going to play the outro music. A few ways if you want to help the show. First and foremost, thank you so much to the people who have subbed up to Twitch, Rockfin, Patreon. Thank you so much for that. Like I said, if I'm ever to go from semi-pro conspiracy theorist to pro conspiracy theorist, every single penny counts. It helps, and I appreciate that very much. If you do want to help the show, again, Rockfin, Patreon, Twitch, you can sub up on any of those. You can also Troubled Fans. Hey, new stuff up on Troubled Fans, troubledfans.com. It's got hats. It's got now some stickers, some mouse pads. We've got t-shirts coming. Working hard on getting this stuff and doing the thing, and there we go. But so if you want to help, there's another way, troubledfans.com. And let's see if I can get this Troubled Fans. There we go. All right, let's put this up real quick so you can see that there's some other things happening on the thing. Click the accessories, and there's going to be shirts and whatnot, and the stickers and mouse pads now, as well as hats, and more stuff coming. All right, troubledfans.com if you want to support the show that way and get some cool swag. Otherwise, there we go. We're getting the hell out of here. Tonight, Troubled Minds Radio coming at you at about 7 p.m. at exactly 7 p.m. Pacific time. And there we go. 2 shows on Monday.
So we'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. You can find us not on Twitch, but you find us on Rockfin, YouTube, D-Live, and Twitter. And, of course, we'll be broadcasting live on the Fringe FM. All right, so let's get the hell out of here. You guys are the best. Thanks for spending. If you want to help the show, you don't want to spend money, listen to the podcast feed. 389 episodes. Yep, 389. And they're monetized, so you can, if you listen to an old episode, lots of good stuff there. No ice cream, sorry. We will, it sends a few pennies my way. So please do that. You can do that on Stitcher or, of course, iTunes or Spotify, the rest of that. So anyway, let's get the hell out of here and roll it. We'll see you guys tonight for Troubled Minds Radio. Michael Strange, out.